Let's start getting this gearbox back together. So first thing is the main shaft. It's got to go in bearing there. It's a new bearing. Got the new circlip in there. So just got to make sure there's a little spacer there. There's a slightly larger bevel one in the other end, but I don't think it really makes any difference. Right, so that's got to go through there, and that is quite a tight fit. Yep, that is. That will need a little bit of persuasion. So I just got the old nylon fingers out of the way. Right. There's that on there. Now I need to get the Kickstart pinion and all that on there. To do that, I'll just get this in the vise. Right, ready to go. First thing I'll do, actually, just get a bit of oil in that bearing. It's going to be difficult to get any oil in there once that's all on. Right, so first thing, thrust washer. Spring. Got a new pinion and bush. You see the state of the old one. Well, I think too bad, I suppose. A little bit rounded off on the edges, but the worst bit is these. You can see a little hook a bit on the end there. Well, you can feel it really more than anything. Just where that's kind of scooped out like that. Right, so we've got a new one of them and a new bush. Bit all on there. Bit all on there. New pinion. Like that. And what we got, the other pinion, which is actually okay, nothing wrong with that. Slight bit of wear, but there's nothing there to really worry about. So that has got to go on there, like that. And we have a tab washer, and nut. So that stays in position. Bend these tabs down a little bit actually. There. A bit bent up. Right, that's got to go to 74 to 81 foot-pounds. Sorry, no it isn't. 55 to 60 foot-pounds, 74 to 81 Newton meters. I hope this don't slip in the soft jaws. Cool. That does seem quite a lot for that, really. Turn it down a bit more. It's not a very deep nut. And I don't want to slip. There we go. Click. Right, so I'll just bend these. I'm only going to do that up to what was the lowest one? 74 Newton meters. I don't think that needs to be any more than that. Especially got tabs on here. Right, so that should now. Yep, that's alright. Right, just get a little bit oil in there as well. Over here. Lovely. Right, so I've just got to do these tabs and then I'll be ready to well, reassemble the rest of the gearbox and get it in the engine. Thrust washer. First gear, dogs up. And now I think I need to get this in place. Is that the right way around? Selectors, don't show the selectors on there, does it? That must be the right way around, mustn't it? Well, it's got two chances. That. And now if we drop in the lay shaft, hoping that thrust washer, which it has moved. Thrust washer, lay shaft and that through the thrust washer. Okay. Also need to get on the main shaft parts, gears. Right, so it's going to be that way around, yeah. So that's got to go in that way around. I've got 3 hands to do this. That has got to go on there. That has got to go in somewhere. jiggery pokery is required, I think. Like something like that. Okay, I'll now slip this down before everything goes all over the place. Right, I think that's located. Yeah. Right, so what needs to go on now is this output shaft. On there. Like that. And the other thing is a last thrust washer on the lay shaft. And these are the ones that might need to adjust or get different ones, thicker ones or thinner ones, or we'll see what the end float is like. Right, so that is that together? I think that's everything. Yeah, that's just got pushed through the bearing in the back of the gearbox. Oh, I've got to put the plunger in the gearbox as well for the detent. I don't know where this is supposed to be set when you put it in. I'll have to have a look in the book. Probably neutral, I would guess. Yeah, so that's pretty much ready to go in. Right, more oil. If I can get in there. Send the needle roller bearing right to the back. And some in that this detent. You probably can't see nothing, I've got my arm right in the way. Right. I don't know if I put the gearbox bung in, I don't think I did. So I'll probably have to get that in before too long, because all that oil will be run out everywhere. Right, let's just check the book and see if this needs to be any particular gear when it goes in. According to the book, this can go in, or should go in first, so let's do that, which is going to need a little bit of a tappy tap, I think. Yeah, I don't think that's fully in there. Sound like that's there. Right. Just say put the sprocket on, but I can do that later. I'm sure that's not really necessary. Right, okay. Doesn't really say about being in any particular gear. Just set this in the midway position, which I suppose just means it will go through the hole a bit easier. If I can get it in that position. Have I got these in there correctly? Oh, that just needs to rotate, I think. Oh, there we go. Right. And the tricky bit is getting that in. I did say about putting that in first, but I can't see that myself. Right, plunger is in. make sure that hasn't come out. So that is that the right way around? Yeah, that way around. This is the tricky bit. Locating the fork spindle. Which you can't really see where it is. Oh, there we are. Well, that's a lot easier than doing a pre-unit, for sure. Right, I'll get all these tightened down and then have a measure of this end float and see what we've got there. Right, can't really get the camera much closer than that. It's on the ramp and on the tripod. That's pretty much zeroed. What we got? Just a tad under 4 thou. Yeah, 4 thou we'll call it. Not sure what the acceptable is. I'll have to see if I can find some specs. Not simply nothing in the workshop manual, so I'm sure you are supposed to shim these out. Yeah, so I'll have to see what is available, see what I can get. I know the size of the ones that are in there. Yeah, I'll have to check up on that and see if I can improve on it at all. Alright, well, next shim up, or thrust washer up, is going to be too tight, so looks like I'm going to have to run with this for now. I'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't quite know what I'd do otherwise. I'd probably just have to find some really thin shims just to take up that extra, but there's nothing there really, if you think about it. So I think we'll go with that, and yeah, I'll got one more nut to put on there, get that tightened down, and I'll run through the gears, just making sure make sure everything's selecting okay. And then, what else? Oh yeah, sprocket will be the next thing, right on the other side. And then I can probably get this side done. I've got what have I got to do to the, I think I've got to do something to the cover, I can't remember what. Yeah, I think that is all in there anyway. So what I've got to do is get the, where has it gone? Get the selector. That's just got to go back in there. I've just got a clean round around there. Little bit of weld seal and a gasket. Yeah, also that has to go in as well. Yeah. Oh, and I've got to change the oil seal the other side there. See, I think I've got to do before that goes in. But yeah, so I'm just about ready to put that back on. Okay, gearbox return springs, or gear lever return springs rather. That is the one that was on there, which is incorrect. That's what it should be like, because what it has to do is go over there, which is a bit hard to do one-handed, but basically it goes over there, and I'll take it over here. once it's over that, this piece here, it needs to be almost tight on there to return properly, to centralise. Like that. With this one, though it looks tight there, by the time this bit goes in, side there, it spreads those too much, so it won't centralise properly, which will probably explain why this was all on here back to front. Well, I got it, and that was over there. This was on here the wrong way round and was hooked between there, which it shouldn't be. It should be that way round, and the spring hooked, well, obviously over the side, but over there. I'll fit that one and then you'll see what I mean. I think what it is, this is for a later model which has a return spring fixed this side. I don't think that's there, I think that's further over. It sort of has a fixing there somewhere, and that spring then will centralise this properly. Yeah, so I'll get this fitted on and I'll show you what I mean. It's got a gear lever on it, it's at a funny angle, but so you can see what's happening here. So every time you select a gear, that will return back to where it should be. Whereas when that one was on there was so much slack, the gear lever was just wobbling around, just had loads of, well, it was just limp basically, for a better word. So if you've got a limp gear lever, you need to get a different spring. And the other thing is, unless you have a box spanner, you want to get this on before the gearbox goes in, before the main shaft comes through here, because obviously the depth of that, you need either a box spanner or do it with the socket before the gearbox goes in. So, but that's on there anyway. I'm going to reuse that sprocket, it's not too bad. Yeah, so pretty much there really with the gearbox and timing.